we are back to the home base.
Home base. Here we are.
Home base. Welcome to another episode of the Armchair Crew Chief. My name is Jordan, accompanied by my partner in crime, Josh.
Howdy, everybody.
Got to go with partner in crime with VBS coming up, being Western
right.
themed.
That's right.
All right. Let's get our usuals going here.
Yes, sir.
Why didn't NASCAR fans need March Madness brackets this year?
I don't know.
Because the in-season challenge, NASCAR's version of March Madness, is already burning up the track. That's not really funny, but thanks, ChatGPT.
It was an attempt.
Yeah. If Denny Hamlin's seed was any higher, he'd need a forklift to get in there. Seems like ChatGPT's brown-nosing Denny Hamlin.
Yeah. What else we got?
What's the difference between a NASCAR in-season bracket and your average meme? The bracket can actually pay off $1 million for the winner, not your exes. LOL. True. Reply. That's what in the world.
All right. So jokes are weak this week.
Very weak.
Weak this week.
You can thank OpenAI for that one being horrible.
We spent 6 hours of house air conditioning getting those jokes.
Oh wait, we're not nuclear yet, so yes. All right, so we were at Pocono.
Yeah, we were.
Everybody was at Pocono.
That was awesome. 4 nights.
Yeah, wild. Entertaining.
It was a good time. Great weather.
Yeah, until the very end.
Yeah.
Got a little spicy.
Yeah. It was like cloudy, rain, and then hot.
Hot.
But I have to say, I had a pretty good breeze up on top of the camper.
I could imagine. It wasn't too bad in the under the canopy too. It was just it was just interesting.
Better than July.
Very much so.
I mean, we came home to July.
Oh my goodness.
Cleaning up the camper, and it was hot. I mean,
well, I had a hard time. Or I kind of got sternly talking to because I left some of the stuff in the camper, and Rebecca pulled it out today, and she's like, "What the heck?"
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Big trouble.
Yeah, big trouble in Little China.
So is that why the AC was running in the camper? You sleeping out there tonight? No, I'm just kidding.
We ran it for a little bit.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some fun.
We turned the AC on when we got back. It was a joke. It didn't even.
Right.
It didn't even.
That's
try.
The same thing. I need to get a hook. I need to get a hookup here so I can just plug it into the house. But also, I'm fearful because of electricity costs.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was 98 in there when we got home.
Yeah.
Because we're just open driveway that time of day. It's all wide open in the sun.
Right.
And I knew Jenny wanted to get inside and clean. I was trying to get all the cabinets all cleaned out and around and about. So I turned it on right when we got home. Put it on the generator again. Figured, why not? Just cool it off. I think we maybe got 96 in like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's rough.
It was 2 hours and it got 2 degrees.
I think we got down to like 91 because if you open up the dump valves, it'll cool it a little bit quicker.
Okay.
And then when you start getting closer, you close them up. But yeah, we didn't see the 80s.
So I was like, we cleaned up real quick and put everything back away. And
we took some of the stuff out, and then, I left stuff in the fridge and freezer thinking it would be good, but it was struggling there too.
Is that where you got in trouble?
No, I got in trouble because some of the stuff was left in the pantry.
Oh.
Like, I totally forgot we had the chocolate chip granola bars, which they're going to shore up just fine, but there's some of the other things that are just like...
No bueno.
Yeah. We'll see if we can live with it.
Oh, well.
Yeah. She's like, don't do it this next time. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah, great weekend. Great long weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. We were talking about it, I think on the way back home. Miss ARCA.
I've never seen an ARCA race.
Rebecca said, and this was her comments, she says, I think I like the ARCA racing the best at Pocono.
Yeah.
Because there's more pack racing.
Mm.
You're not so split up.
Yeah.
So that was her comments on the whole thing.
Yeah.
The race was better than last year's race, the Cup Series race. That
yeah,
that was a snoozer last year.
I remember. Yeah, I mean, it's if you've never been, you got to go live to see a race. It is an experience that TV can't.
Yeah.
TV angles are great. I mean, a perfect world, sitting trackside watching the broadcast. Like, that is the perfect world.
Yeah.
But you gotta go and see it in person. It's something else.
Right. So what we did, you didn't notice it too much because you're up top, but like for my mother-in-law and others, I turned on the race in the camper.
Nice.
So if somebody got too hot, you could just walk in and watch it.
Nice.
The only thing I don't like about watching a race trackside, and we ran into this.
Delays.
Yes, I think it was Friday when our neighbors in the fifth wheel went somewhere to watch the race, and they left everything on, and it was so stinking loud.
Yeah. If I was down there, I'd have turned it down.
I didn't even know where. Like, I don't know if it's in their camper or what.
Yeah.
But it was so loud, and like for us, I connect the scanners to our speaker, and
right.
So that's live.
Yeah.
So, and I'm gonna stop using that Nitro B. I'm gonna use one of the GMRS radios.
Yeah.
Like I did because it was a cleaner connection.
Mine was great.
Yeah.
It was
the only thing I have problem with the Nitro B is where the like 1/8 inch plugs in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I pretty much listened to the broadcast, but then if something was going on, mine I can't preset more than 2.
Right.
I got an A and B bank, so I can set my B bank up for an individual driver and then run my A as the MRN or PRN. So that worked out pretty well. I was listening to the broadcast essentially.
Yeah.
And then I'd pop over to, Briscoe. If Broden was there, he can listen in and see what was going on.
Right.
I was listening to Josh Berry a little bit. And
yeah. That's the beauty of the Bearcat that I have, is you can program everything and even put the names of the people in there.
Yep.
So you scroll through it.
Yes, that's really nice.
So, like I have my preferential driver. I got the first level broadcast, which they didn't use. They didn't use that channel. My preferential drivers, then the race control, weather, fire safety, and then I go through the rest of the drivers, Cup drivers, and then I'll pick some of the other. Like I had Carruth, Allgaier, Williams, and somebody else, I think.
Nice.
On just a different bank.
I love how connected you can be to the racing if you're live.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool watching it on TV. You get tons of camera angles. You don't know the delay because you're not there.
Right.
That is a good point you made, because like I didn't really stream at all because I was pretty absorbed with watching the kids and all that kind of stuff, but it is delayed. It was good for replays. Right. Because it's delayed anyway, so you can catch up on their 8 caution laps. You could watch the replay of something, but it's just so cool listening to live, like, Kozlowski coming in on a closed pit. Yeah. And hearing like stuff going on as it's going on. Like, could you imagine? I was telling someone else this week. I was like, could you imagine listening to a head coach or an offensive coach making a play call to like a quarterback mid-game? Like, that's essentially what we're doing. We're listening to live play while it's happening. It's just so unique. Like, nowhere else can you get that. It's pretty cool.
And the only place that you can get non-delayed views of the race is if you're on the pit box. Yeah.
As we saw.
Yeah. As we saw. We need to...
Very cool.
I want to do that again.
Shout out to Josh Williams and Megan and the crew there at
Dylan.
The Alloy crew. That was quite the experience.
I would love to do that again. Yeah.
It was really neat.
And I mean, just like the one gentleman we were talking to, it'd be awesome to do it at Dover.
Yeah. I went by there yesterday.
Yeah.
I was eyeing it up.
Got a couple weeks.
Got to think about it.
Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks.
Might try to make it happen.
Yeah, I got to figure out if we can get some. Should tell.
It's July 20th, 18, 19, 20, I think. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I may not be good for that. That's the same week. No. It's the week before Banana Ball at Citizens Bank Park.
What's Banana Ball?
Savannah Bananas.
Huh.
You got to look it up. on ESPN. They have their own thing. So they used to be a collegiate team.
Okay.
And they played in the collegiate league. They're from Savannah, Georgia. And they changed their name to Bananas. The guy bought it. The guy's name is Jesse. I don't know what his last name is. Bought the team. They started doing these like fun events. If you go down to Savannah, you pay the money for the tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes all you can eat food, everything.
Wow.
And like they sold out. Like their field, Grayson Stadium, I think is what it's called, is sold out like months, like a year in advance.
Wow.
But now they start going out. They started their own banana ball.
Okay.
They have 4 teams right now, I think is what it is. Yeah, 4 teams.
Huh.
You have the Bananas, the Party Animals, which were the 2 original, Firefighters, and the Texas something. And so essentially, like, they sit there, they do choreographed skits in the game.
Yeah.
Like your outfielders will do backflips and catch the ball. They'll play, like they played a football stadium, so they have a super short porch somewhere. But if a foul ball goes in there and a fan catches it, it's an out.
Okay.
It's like they have that kind of stuff.
That's really fun.
They have like baby races.
So it's kind of like a Globetrotter event for baseball.
Sort of, yeah.
It's like entertainment,
Right.
Sports-based entertainment.
Right. The game is timed, so you know you're there for 2.5 hours, whatever. They play. You get a point for how many runs scored for the inning, so it's not like it can't be like 30-1 or something.
Yeah.
You can score like 20 in an inning, but then you only get 1 point.
Okay. So it makes it competitive no matter what the skill level is.
The umpire dances around. They have baby races, granny cheerleaders. I'm trying to think what else.
Anything absurd they can think of.
Yeah, it's wild. It is wild.
Is the Philly Fanatic invited? Because it sounds like he'd fit right in.
I don't know, but they'll be at Citizens Bank Park. They're going to be at Coca-Cola Park where the Iron Pigs play as well.
Okay.
Well, they're not. Party Animals are going to be there. And, between that and there's another team, Tri-Valley Chili Peppers or something like that. They do glow-in-the-dark baseball.
So, like, limited lighting then, or?
Like, they bring in their own black lights.
Nice.
So, where I work, we won't name any names, but they tried to get them to come to that ballpark.
Yeah.
And so what they do is they bring their own lighting in. They bring tape in to put for people to walk down.
Uh-huh.
They will mark everything. They give the shirts out to the people working.
Yeah.
So, like, you barely have anything to do with it, like spending money-wise. And they just want a certain amount of proceeds. I think what they said is they want all ticket sales. You get concessions.
Okay.
But that's one of those. It's wild to see that too.
Well, yeah.
Because they're wearing. I mean, they're just like fluorescent pink and fluorescent yellow or whatever. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
That's fun.
But the Bananas now are on ESPN every so often.
Okay.
And so you like the boys will love it.
Yeah, I gotta look it up.
Yeah, it's fun. And I mean, they're dance. Like, there's one time the one dude comes out dancing on the mound and then throws a ball. And then they have one guy that comes out on stilts. He plays first base and he's on stilts. They have one guy that comes in and he pinch runs, and he has a racing helmet because he's like one of the fastest guys. So that, and then they'll bring guest people in, like in Houston they had Roger Clemens, Roy Oswalt come out. Last year at Philly, I can't remember who. I think Victorino came out.
Okay.
And then they were, I don't remember where else they were recently. They had, maybe it was L.A., they had the kid that played on The Sandlot, the one that, like, You're Killing Me Smalls dude.
Yeah.
He came out.
Did you say L.I.?
L.I.
Nice.
L.I. Yeah, L.I.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Savannah Bananas.
It's like,
Never even heard of it before.
Looking for gold to get the tickets to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's up there. It's
very cool.
But
now you know.
The more you know.
So Savannah Banana and Dover.
Yeah. That's another thing. Speaking of baseball, I'm gonna connect it all back right here.
Wow,
Nathan
bringing it in.
Nathan told me he wants to go to the game in September, I think it is, that they're playing at Bristol.
Okay.
So I believe it's Cincinnati Reds and the Atlanta Braves are going to play a game.
Oh, I did know that. I remember
Bristol
seeing that.
Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to go.
That would be cool.
Like, I don't know how much tickets are going to be, and that's like an 8-hour drive for a baseball game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if we're going to do it, but.
It's a shorter flight.
Yeah, but that's twice as much money. I've already looked into this stuff at one point. Going to not for this, but for going to the night race. I think it was the fly down instead of drive down.
Yeah,
it didn't work out.
Yeah, when we drove, I think it took like 9.
Yeah, it's about 8 or 9.
Yeah,
because it really, I guess it depends, because I can make it down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama in 16 hours, and I do that in a day. And that's coming from, central Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Time of day matters a lot. Who you're traveling with.
Yeah, luckily our kids can hold their bladders well. And they rarely complain. They like looking outside. We rarely have to give them a screen.
Yeah.
So we're kind of fortunate on that. I know sometimes screens help out.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool.
Anyway, yeah, so there's our connection back.
We're back around.
Truck race.
Saw that.
Give us your lowdown on the truck race.
I'm a Lane Riggs fan, so I was happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I like LaJoy when he's racing, but my full timer, I like Lane Riggs. I didn't realize how good he was. I like picking underdogs to follow, and I liked his name, and I watched an interview, and I liked the way he interviews, like pretty low key, just hanging out, chill. I was like, I like him. I'm gonna make him my truck guy. And then, like, before I realized it, I guess this is his first win of the season, but he's a top 5 contender like all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, oh man, I didn't want someone that good. Like, I kind of like underdogs.
This is his 3rd victory in his career. In the truck series.
But he does pretty well in general. I mean,
oh yeah, very much so.
Obviously, Haim time is like killing it this year,
and he would have won it if he didn't have a tire issue.
Yeah, but I like Lane. I liked the way he was, but yeah, I liked the race. I like the truck race. I like truck racing. It's fun. I probably would like ARCA too. I never seen an ARCA race. I barely even watched it on TV because I don't know. I don't have it set to record. I should, but I already have enough other recordings going on that I don't get to really watch. So I don't need to bug up the DVR.
They don't play it as much on TV.
Yeah.
And then, or sometimes you can catch like the recorded. They'll play like an old one or something.
Yeah.
But the best part of the truck race is our good buddy, our favorite driver, had a restart violation and was penalized for jumping ahead of the trucks.
Yeah, I loved that for him.
So that was awesome. Hocevar.
Yeah. Good times.
Because he was up there hanging well too with Haim time.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. He was 1 and 2.
Yeah. They had 4 caution flags, including the two in the final 40 laps, with several multi-truck incidences. And then the Xfinity race. That one was fun to watch.
It was especially fun to watch.
We had a special seat on pit road watching, and that was great. Like I said, I'd love to do that again. I wish I could find the connection to go out there and watch Xfinity. I don't care what it is.
It's really not secluded. It's very pristine or prestigious. It's like that side of the pits is just like there's nobody back there.
Right.
It's like your crew members, and literally, I mean, on Xfinity race day, I would bet there was less than 200 people there behind pit wall.
Probably.
And it's like, of all the people here, there's less than 200 people that are like in the area we're in.
Right.
And it's just wild. It's just really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun.
There's maybe 100 people that are in plain clothes. You know what I mean? It's like not a lot. There's media, all the crew member stuff.
Your big time sponsors, if they can get somebody out to the track.
Sponsors, but I mean, it's like, it's a limited list of people back there.
Yeah, because you got to get vetted by NASCAR to get back there, essentially.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Got cool credentials tags.
Yeah, that's an experience I won't forget.
Yeah, that was very, very fun. So, good times. But yeah, it was really cool watching the Xfinity race from most all of it. I did end up staying to the end, but Jordan stayed as long as he could. And
yeah, then I had to go help them, which they didn't need my help. Making pizzas.
It's all good.
They had it down to a science.
It didn't really, nothing really happened after you left anyway.
Yeah.
Just some more direct sunlight and cooking on pit row.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, I know one of yours had a rough time, I guess, from Sunday, which that boggled our mind because we don't remember ever seeing him being sunburned.
Yeah.
Nathan pitching yesterday, he goes and takes his hat off and like readjusts it.
Yeah.
He is pasty white from like eyebrows up.
Oh, that's so funny.
It is. It was hard for me not to laugh at him.
As an umpire.
Yeah.
It's a story for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Xfinity race was really cool. Different point of view for sure. I didn't know what the day was going to bring, so I didn't bring any scanner or anything. So I was kind of just observing everything. And
right.
I didn't bring earplugs either because I wanted to enjoy the experience. So
yeah. So
I didn't feel like carrying them, and I wanted just to enjoy it. If I did it week in, week out, for sure I'd have ear covers. But
right.
I just wanted to take every decibel of those engines in, and
it was cool on the radio listening to them, like the crew, they're testing their radios and having my test, and like a couple of guys are sitting there like moving their hands like somebody's talking, so they know to like adjust their stuff.
Yeah.
And like you can hear, okay, we're gonna do radio check and this, and then it's just like it was cool.
Yeah. So very fun.
So Zillage got the win, his first win on an oval.
Yep.
He made a car owner slightly frustrated. And Dale Jr., the car owner, was on the pit box. Kyle Busch called him out and said this was just a show. He wasn't doing anything except for sitting up there. I don't know. I guess if we weren't at the 11, I would have figured that one out because I probably would have tried to find Zillage's stuff and see how much Jr. talked.
Yeah.
Because I would be curious to see.
What was I listening to? I listened to something. I forget what it was now. I listened to something, and they essentially called out Kyle Busch and said, if you are that far detached from reality, then you don't have any business staying in this sport. They're like, if you check the data, like he was 100% involved in the whole experience. Like,
yeah, and I get where Kyle was saying it too, though, because, and this is one thing I hate about when you have suspensions for, especially crew chief suspensions. They'll sit in Charlotte or wherever home base is,
the war room,
and watch it. It's like, no, you should be totally removed from the sport.
I feel like it's coming down the line. I feel like NASCAR hasn't caught up with technology in terms of rule making.
Yeah.
Because essentially you're right. Like, they're making decisions and calling the shots from remote areas.
Right. I mean,
that made a difference 30 years ago when
you didn't have SMT data.
Yeah. I popped up my phone at one point and looked at all the Wi-Fis that were on.
Oh, yeah. It's a ton.
It was a lot of Wi-Fi, and they were all, like, full bar.
Yeah.
So, like, they have technology locked down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it almost makes no difference whether they're on site or not.
Well, even some of those guys were using their own Starlink too.
Yeah. And I even heard a joke one time about the crew chief joking about how he actually preferred to be in the war room because it was a hot weekend.
Right.
And he had been suspended or whatever. And he's like, hey, I drove 20 minutes. I'm over here doing my thing, and I get to go home right away. He's like, I don't need to be there. Like,
right.
Obviously, that's not going to work season long, but I thought it was a funny analogy of like, I don't need to be there. Like, I'm going to go hit the war room and go back home.
Right.
I'm good to go.
So the kicker, what I was getting at with frustrating Junior, I think it was Allgaier told Zillage to do this. Pop the roof and get out on the roof that way.
Yeah.
Because Junior had the comment that he made a while back. Anybody, I don't care if it's on my team or what, if you pop the roof, that tells me you were cheating.
Yeah.
And he brought it all the way back to whenever Mikey was running DEI with him back in 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
So that was that was funny. Jesse Love, he finished second. His teammate didn't have that good of a day. He got tore up. Tore up. And
Jesse Love was very competitive, top 2, 3 all day, pretty much, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from what I remember. I kind of remember seeing him up kind of near the front.
Eckes got third. And then Elliott led a race high 38 laps, recovered, finished fourth. We'll cover more on that one. Well, let's just go ahead and do it now. They brought his car back, and they brought somebody else's car back. I don't remember who else it was back for R&D for teardown.
Yep.
And essentially during the inspection, he was found in violation of sections 14.3.3.2.1.1 K and L. Mainframe rail conical receivers of the NASCAR rulebook. That's a mouthful.
I knew that.
As a result, the team was fined $40,000 and assessed with the loss of 40 owner points and 10 NASCAR playoff owner points. Additionally, crew chief Adam Wall was suspended from the next Xfinity race through July 12th at Sonoma. Next three.
Yeah.
Chase Elliott piloted the Chevrolet Saturday at Pocono in his second Xfinity start of the season, while the team has entered 10 of the 16 races thus far. So with the penalty, Chevrolet drops from 14th to 16th, and over 17 Chevrolet drops from 14th to 16 owner points. So, yeah. That can play a role.
Oh, yeah. Good. And that was, not that it had anything to do with anything, but we were the next pit box over from where we were watching.
Oh, I was talking to one of the guys because they were sitting there. They were trying to hurry up and re-glue some of the scuffs.
Oh, yeah.
And the one guy watched him. I don't know if I think it was a Hendrix guy. He's like, man, what are you roasting marshmallows or something like that? He's like, I got to get that crunchiness. I leaned over. I was like, man, you guys are making me hungry. I need some marshmallows. Let's make some s'mores. And they just started laughing.
Yeah.
So, that's the cool part when you're out there is everybody kind of just like is cool with each other.
Yeah.
The only hiccups you'll run to are the people that are too big for their britches, and that's the, I hate to throw it under the bus, but that's the staff that works for the track.
Yeah.
And it's not all of them. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
To hear that. So with the Xfinity race, they pulled in 1.12 million average viewers, peaking at 1.575, making it the most watched Pocono Xfinity race since 2020.
Wow.
21% increase over last year.
My 2 cents off the hip. Connor Zillich, Dale Jr., and Chase Elliott.
Yeah.
People, they want to see big names. I have a problem with them coming down. We've talked about this before.
Right.
I don't like when ringers come down.
Right.
I wouldn't call Zillich a ringer. I wouldn't call Dale Jr. being a...
No, Zillich is a regular.
They're big names to bring in viewers, but I don't like seeing... It was cool being next to him. Yes. I don't like seeing Elliott down in that race.
So apparently, a little inside information on this too. So the kids did the tunnel, for lack of a better term, for them.
Yeah.
And they were told specifically, hands down, unless a driver comes to you, then you can stick your hand out for like high fives and such. Well, when Chase Elliott comes out, some parent, I guess, told their kid or didn't corral their kid enough. Kid goes running out to Chase Elliott.
Oh, boy.
For an autograph.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're going to mess this up for everybody next year.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
It's not worth all that.
No.
Yeah.
Especially as much as they are around.
Right.
Now, who knows about Chase? He probably was at his hauler a couple times.
Yeah.
But a lot of these guys do stuff around the tracks. They do.
If you check their Facebooks and stuff, you can see places they're going to be.
Yeah.
Or what they're going to. They're not impossible to get a hold of.
So what was hilarious too was this one kid actually got Ricky Stenhouse to sign a Carson Hocevar shirt. I don't think Ricky realized he signed it.
Oh, that's funny.
But he showed up and got him to sign the shirt.
I'm going to bring some boxing gloves next time. And put 7-7 on each one.
That or 8. Remember from last year.
Yeah. He didn't need the gloves for that one.
No. No, he did not. All right. So moving on
to the next.
Yeah, Sunday. Sunday delayed about an hour. It was.
Yeah. I think it was almost 2. It was a 2.
It's supposed to start at like
2
so
o'clock?
broadcasting started supposed to start at 2, yeah.
And it was like 4:20.
Something like
Till they got on the track.
Yeah, so that was 2 hours because that's probably about
I never really
time.
So we didn't see one. No flyover because of the delay?
Correct.
Yeah. Is it typically I'm not a vet here. Is it typically the same plane flyover situation for all the races, or is it something different for Cup usually? I forget from last year.
I think they did
was it
the
like
same.
a C-130 carrier?
They did a C-130 for Xfinity.
Yeah.
I don't know what they would have had set up for this. I think it depends.
Yeah. That was
honestly.
Cool.
Yeah,
the way their flight plan was awesome.
Yeah.
He came in northwest.
Really low.
Dropped, he came in from the northwest, dropped her pretty much south, and then hard west straight across the pit row.
Yeah.
At like maybe 1,200 feet. I don't know.
It's got to be lower than that.
It was
lower than that.
Really cool.
It was the lowest I've seen one of those guys without doing a touch and go.
It was just cool the way he came in. Like, he looked like he was going to come in like over the meat of the track, like through the triangle in the middle. But then he dropped it south and then west and kind of just like brought it. I think that's the way it's laid out. But anyway, he dropped it maybe south and east. I forget how the track lays.
Northwest to southeast.
Yeah.
But
he brought it right over the front stretch, like right over the pit row. And that was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That one was probably the biggest one that I've seen, or biggest in multiple reasons, but one of the best ones that I've seen.
Yeah.
I got pictures last year because obviously we weren't in the pits, but him coming through because he flies directly at us almost from our spot.
Yeah.
And then him turning, and I caught the turn and then caught going because they'll just loop back and go back.
Yeah. Do you know where that plane comes out of?
I do not. I mean, it's got to be Dover for the big as that plane.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we can look that up for next week.
Yeah, look it up now while we talk about Cup Series. We had some broken rotors.
3 from the same team.
Yeah. Well, yes, because Gibbs came in and changed his preemptively.
Okay. So I guess I was listening to something. I don't even remember what I was listening to. There's 2 different rotors you can run at your discretion. There's a light rotor and a heavy rotor.
Uh-huh.
And the teams are allowed to choose what they want to run. I think they were telling you all the facts. It's like a 3-pound difference in terms of like curb weight. Like, it's like physically 3 pounds heavier.
Okay.
But with the way that it turns horsepower and inertia, it ends up like multiplying for like a spinning weight. Like, it's worse in terms of like rolling weight compared to just like static. But apparently they had used the light rotors that day, and it did not pan out so well at all.
Yeah, no, it did not. So apparently somebody in the stands got hit with some debris. I think it was right around the rotors below. Messed up her teeth.
Jeez.
And she was in the hospital, and people, like, whoever is trying to get them to, like, I guess prove that it actually happened, and NASCAR needs to do something about it. But it's like, we were talking about this today because they posted it like 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
You buy your ticket. Your ticket says, you're responsible for your own health and safety.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Like, you're kind of like signing off when you do that, like, attend an event.
Right.
But, not to keep going back to it, but it crossed my mind sitting on pit row because I saw how many lug nuts they were cleaning up after the car left.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised more people do not get hit with when the lug nuts getting caught under a spinning tire.
Oh, yeah.
Because they drop them. I mean, they drop the clutch on them things. When they're ready to go, they're gone. And if you got one of them lug nuts up under, that thing would go.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised that's not more of a thing. And maybe that's like the pit row wall is high enough that it doesn't ever get enough trajectory to get up into pit boxes and hit people.
Yeah.
Because I've never heard about anybody getting hit by one. Like, there are people that are there from different sponsored companies and stuff, but those things would go flying. I mean, they're like a size of a quarter, and they weigh, probably an ounce.
Yeah.
They'd be quite the projectile.
All right, so Northeast United States, C-17s are operated by Air Mobility Command at Dover, McGuire Dixon, Lakehurst, New Jersey, which is probably that's the one.
Okay.
We'll find out more about that one.
So what plane did you say it was?
C-17.
Okay.
Stewart A&G base in New York, and then Pittsburgh Air Reserve. But then somebody else said that they've seen a C-17 take off at Philly.
Okay.
Or even at JFK. But it was
cool nonetheless.
I think it's got to be Lakehurst, New Jersey. Just looking at it real quick. That is, well, no, because that's near Trenton. So, I thought it would be Dover, because there's a plane that runs, it's originally used for PSYOPs, but it'll do loops around Harrisburg.
Okay.
You'll see it loop, and sometimes it'll do touch and goes at Harrisburg International. They fly out of Dover.
Okay.
Come up and fly around.
Interesting.
And then fly back down to Dover. Also, speaking of that, before I forget so I thought it was the rain and the weather. Other people were thinking it's because of what happened Saturday afternoon in the geopolitical realm, which I'd rather not get on here, but yeah, they think that was it, that they were on alert.
Yeah.
Because of what happened.
Yeah.
So
I guess either are very possible.
Yeah. I think the weather's more true.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you said, I could see both.
Neither would be surprising.
I think it was probably Stewart Air National Guard Base is probably where it took off from, if you ask me, because it is Orange County, New York. It is almost in the same line as Scranton is going across, so it's probably the closest geographically. So anyway, that's your plane details. So going back to the race, it was interesting.
Yeah,
we were talking about the
overall good race.
Yeah,
not disappointing.
Briscoe ended up winning 72 out of 160 laps. He led. That was a race high. Saved fuel in the final 34 laps to secure his first win with JGR, his third Cup Series victory overall. I think they might have underestimated that.
Yeah.
Just judging. But Denny came in second, and then Blaney came in third. Blaney actually had to get sent to the care center. He collapsed. His cool suit wasn't working.
Oh, jeez. It was hot.
So
hot enough.
Yeah. It was hot. So his cool suit stopped working. Byron, despite earlier Pocono crash and restart penalty, still leads the points over Kyle Larson. I think the race was pretty good. They broadcast live on Prime Video, drew 1.869 million viewers, making it a 22% decline versus last year's USA Network. I can understand that because it's on Prime.
Streamed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that aren't up to speed with that.
So many people are still complaining about it, and somebody made a comment saying, if you can't afford the $9 for the 1 month, then you need to find a new job.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, I don't know. I'm in a different era of technology, and I've never even had cable. Like, I've never had it. We've always had some type of streaming service because of the cost of cable.
Right.
It's less expensive to buy a streaming service that has live TV,
right,
than it is to pay for a cable.
We were in that same boat. We had cable for a little bit here when we moved back up north, and then we cut it. We had DirecTV for the longest time, and so many people complained about DirecTV.
Yeah,
it's the most expensive. It's like, because you didn't call every 3 months like I did, and get the rates dropped back down.
Yeah, everybody does that. And now anymore,
yeah,
you can call and get a discount.
Exactly.
Almost all the time.
That Comcast makes it almost near impossible to do that because they don't put their number out there. They want everything AI chat.
So I'm not surprised by the broadcast, numbers, but I will bet if they do something similar next year, there'll be a lot more people up to speed with streaming.
Right. Yeah.
And
well, piggybacking off that, we're going into our news. Prime Video says their post-race show retained 43% of their actual audience from the race.
That's crazy.
So
that seems high.
That's streaming.
Yeah.
Right there. That's the proof of streaming.
That's also saying, like, it kind of proves how much people are enjoying that broadcast.
Yeah. They're also showing that people want a longer post-race show, not a pre-race show.
Yeah.
These is completely shots fired at NBC and Fox.
Yeah.
For a 2-hour show beginning. And the only reason I can tell you the only reason they do that is because they can dictate when that timing is from when the race starts to, backing it up. Whereas post-race, you don't know when the race is going to end, so you can't do it.
It's harder with TV schedules.
But, to that argument, especially with NBC, Fox is going to be tougher because they don't have their own thing. NBC, throw it on Peacock.
Yeah.
Peacock's streaming just like Prime.
Yeah.
I mean, you throw all this other nonsense on Peacock, keep it going.
I'm impressed by that number though.
Yeah, that's I thought the same thing. Moving on, Corey LaJoie is back.
Woo!
In the car in the 01.
Yep.
And it is confirmed that Tabloid was fired from Hayek for his comments on Mexico. I think that's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
I think that's NASCAR helping dictate stuff, especially after seeing, as much as I don't like Hocevar shouldn't have gotten the treatment that he got for calling Mexico what he did.
Yeah.
Because apparently they weren't lying.
Yeah.
It's just they didn't keep their mouth shut.
Yeah.
And it's a dang shame that you're going to sit there and they're on their social media. And this one dude I follow, Break Hard, he's like, well, they represent a sponsor and a team and all this. It's like, yeah, but you're also entitled to your own opinion.
Yeah.
And, I mean, do we need to put that stupid disclaimer out there every time? The opinions of this show do not represent those of the network and so on and so forth.
Right.
They got to put that in front of South Park and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So it's the same idea.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with people having an opinion about something. Like, that's free speech.
Right. But everybody will say that they abrogated their free speech whenever they're working for something that's out in the public. But with that being said, my full-time job, you'd think that would happen to me.
Yeah.
They just tell you don't do it while you're on company time.
Right.
Or on taxpayer time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is. All of it is tricky. It's kind of tough to manage maybe sometimes on when to do what, I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's my big problem with all that. I think it's silly, especially if you're going to get swindled, like what happened with Tab apparently on exchange rate.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it's I don't know. I wasn't there, but you do hear different sides of different stories too. You hear some people major issues, other people.
Yeah,
I think some of it was like the trip coordinators, like in terms of like how the transportation was set up, how hotel stays were set up, meals. It seems like,
Well, the kicker too is they weren't allowed to bring drinks over or anything.
Yeah.
Which I find interesting because if it's pre-packaged and sealed, it shouldn't be a problem.
You would think.
But, we're crossing international borders, so who knows?
Yeah. So I'm curious to see what they'll do next year. Be curious to see when the schedule comes out. If they are going back to Mexico, if they're not going back to Mexico, are they pushing north? Are they
go back to Montreal? They used to run at Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
Why not run there again?
I'm not afraid. I mean, I'm not opposed to new markets, I guess.
I want to see a different street race.
Yeah. Someone said, was it you saying they were talking about Philly?
No, it wasn't
rumor
me.
About Philly?
Yeah, it wasn't me. I could see that.
That'd be cool. Take it right down Broad Street. Right off 95.
Yeah, right.
Run a section.
Shots fired.
Run a section of 95
Let's go run into
Broad
Kensington.
Street to exit 20 there at Penn's Landing.
Let's go by Show and Tell and all those.
Yeah, go past all the
strip clubs.
Yeah, it's right there by all the docks and all the the containers.
And then we'll make it a special. We'll make an extra long course and just run through Kensington and dodge all the druggies. I mean, like, let's run.
This is why we're not event coordinators.
Exactly. We would be the ones on the movie like Death Race. But like, run the Long Beach course that IndyCar runs. It's a street course, but it's at an airport. So if something happens, you can run it later.
Yeah.
Houston had a street course.
Yeah.
IndyCar, I think it was IndyCar, not CART, ran around the Astrodome.
Okay.
Like they have that huge complex that used to house parking. Still houses parking for when the Texans play. But it was around the Astrodome. They had the park there, the Six Flags park there. Huge parking lot to run a race.
Yeah.
And it's a street course because it's streets.
Yeah. Right.
Like that would be awesome to bring that back. That was a cool race to watch.
Yeah.
I move away from Chicago and go other places now.
Yeah.
If you've proven that you can do it in Chicago, you've proven you can run street races. Let's go tap in, to use your opinion on the thing, tap into other markets.
Yeah.
Go get somewhere else.
Go up in Wisconsin or
go places where there's not a lot of tracks around.
Yeah.
Houston, the South there. Go, I mean, we're talking about Long Beach, but you got Miami and all that. Go Southern California.
Yeah.
Go,
to the Trojans stadium.
Again.
Parking lots and
again, do the Trojan Stadium again.
Were they there once before?
Yeah, that's where the Coliseum is.
Oh, is that there?
That's USC.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was in LA. Is that where USC is? In LA?
Yeah, University of Southern California.
I learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I knew they call the race the LA, Clash.
LA.
Yeah, sorry. But I didn't realize that was like USC's like deal.
Yeah.
Or that's where they play anyway.
That's where they play the Coliseum.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's where the Rams used to play.
Okay.
And then
it was St. Louis, right? And then it became the LA Rams.
It was LA, and then it was St. Louis, and then LA.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they moved. It's like Oakland.
Everything's better in LA.
I say Oakland. The Vegas Raiders now. I still call them Oakland. Las Vegas Raiders were like Oakland Raiders, then LA Raiders, then Oakland Raiders, then LA Raiders, then Oakland Raiders,
just
then
tapping
LA
different
Raiders.
markets.
Yeah, they couldn't make up their mind whether or not they wanted to be in Northern California or Southern California.
Yeah.
So
now nobody wants to be in California.
Right. Go to Seattle. Go somewhere like that. Seattle's tough because of just the climate.
But and it's already like the traffic's not good.
Right.
It's kind of one of them like overgrown cities.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
But there's places. There's places you can go.
It'd be cool is to run now. This isn't a street course, but go to the Portland road course that Xfinity runs. Run Cup Series there. Go back. Go to Lime Rock. Like
someone just said on a podcast this week, Laguna Seca. They want to see the corkscrew. They don't see these cars hit the corkscrew.
Yeah, Laguna Seca would be a good one. There's a whole bunch of different ones that like you could hit.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot. I'd like. I don't know. There's just a ton. If you want to go international again, let's go to England or something.
Yeah.
Let's go Silverstone. I mean, there's so many different courses, road courses you can go out there to run instead of running a Chicago street course or a Mexico City. Did Mexico City
or the Roval.
Get rid of the freaking Roval and put something else in there. The Daytona road course is so much better than the Roval.
Yeah.
Like when they ran that for the Clash back in 2020, 2021, that was awesome. Yeah. It was 21, I think it was. That was great. Or they ran it as a points paying race. They couldn't go to California because California shut down. So instead of running at Sonoma or running at Fontana, they ran the
RIP.
Yeah. That used to be a Superfund site, or it is a Superfund site.
Okay.
Anyway, they ran the Daytona road course.
Okay. Yeah. Lots of options.
And that one's fun because it's already set up for Rolex 24.
Yeah.
So that's a race I want to go to.
I'll definitely fall asleep.
Oh, of course. Rebecca hates those races. I'm like, I want to go. I want to go.
Starts at 8 a.m., finishes at 8 a.m. the next day.
Oh, yeah. And I will be there the whole entire time. I might be sleeping in the stands or wherever, but I will be there the whole time.
Yep.
Moving on, our cup odds. So we are at Echo Park Speedway.
I'm not used to that yet.
It's only, what?
Nobody is.
3 weeks old?
Yeah.
Something like that. It's Atlanta Motor Speedway.
I had to look it up.
For all you old heads.
Like, I heard it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't explained as to what it was. Or, like, I read it, and I was like, oh, what is that?
Right.
And I looked, it was like, oh, it's Atlanta.
It's Atlanta.
Gotcha. I feel like it's hard enough to say no one's going to call it that.
No.
They're just going to call it Atlanta.
Oh, they'll still call it Atlanta. But it's so weird because it's technically not even Atlanta. I don't even remember what the name of the town is.
Penn Medicine Park.
The Pimp. Did I tell you the MC or the stadium announcer?
Yeah.
He caught himself. He was like, "Welcome to the beautiful Penn Medicine Park."
Oh. Yikes.
But let's go ahead and talk about our cup odds here.
Yeah.
So I split this up for you this time. We have some good ones here. We have our top hitters here with Blaney at plus 750.
Yep.
Cindric and Logano plus 850. These are Caesar Sports Books. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER and don't blame us. But if you do win, give us some of the earnings so we can go do some cool podcasting places.
Yep.
Kyle Busch plus 1050. Seabell, Byron, Elliott, Grandpa, a.k.a. Keselowski. Kyle Larson plus 1600. Funny thing about Larson, I don't think I told you this. We were walking the haulers on Friday. Rebecca wanted to go to the Hendrick hauler and say, "Can I get the stuff that shows the double for half off?" Since he only ran half the double.
Oops.
Like, yes.
Yikes.
Then Buescher, Chastain, Hamlin at plus 2,000. Then we have our dark horses: Reddick, Buescher, Preece, Custer, Suarez. And then our long shots are Suarez, and we have reasons here. He's strong in Atlanta, finishes second, first, and second in the last 3 races. Consistent performances make him a solid pick. Reddick demonstrated prowess on super speedway style tracks, including runner-up finish at Daytona earlier this year. Aggressive driving style recent from making him a compelling underdog choice. Corey LaJoie made the list. LaJoie's been a consistent performer in Atlanta with multiple top 5 finishes since the track's reconfiguration. His ability to navigate the draft and stay out of the trouble positions as long as he makes him a strong long shot candidate, unless the number 9 or the 3 punch you.
Correct.
Todd Gilliland is on there, and then Justin Haley. So before we dive in, we got 3 more things here to talk about. We're gonna make this one an interesting one, but
we doing our picks now?
Yeah, let's do our picks now. Let's go ahead and get it over with so we don't forget about it, because I have a bad habit of forgetting this stuff. So let's go. We're gonna follow one of our fellow podcasting things. I say fellow, but saw another one do it. We'll give a long shot and we'll give our favorite.
Okay.
So who do you have?
I got some that are gonna maybe surprise you.
And for the record, our picks last week finished second and third.
So we did good.
We're getting better, you know.
But we know Pocono better than anywhere.
True. We picked the winner 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so on.
So I'm going long shot. I'm going with Corey LaJoie.
Okay. I like that.
That's just because he does generally really well at Atlanta. It's one of his better tracks. I think he enjoys this track. I remember him saying that at one point, like it's one of his favorite tracks to run. So I'm going to go with him as like probably won't actually happen because of how competitive Cup is, but that'd be my long shot winner. And I'm going to go with a potential realistic winner of Ty Gibbs.
Okay.
So he didn't make the list. I did like what you did here. I got me some outliers and some
Yeah.
Statistical winners.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the outliers. I like the underdogs.
Chat GPT pulling all the data.
I like it.
Did better than the jokes this week.
Yeah. Yeah. They'd spend their time on data and not jokes. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I think for my long shot, I'm going to put, I think I'm going to go, oh gosh.
I took LaJoy. You can have LaJoy if you want
No,
to.
I don't even want LaJoy. I want Busher. He's not even on this list, really.
Don't have to be. He's a long shot.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. He's a dark horse. 2000.
Yeah, there you go. Busher. I think he'll do well.
They're hitting right now. RFK is ripping.
Yes. Unless you're in that 6 car.
Well, yeah. You just can't come down pit row and it's closed. That's a shame because I think he would have been top 5.
He would have been up there, yeah.
He's got skills. I mean, he's been driving a long time. He can handle a car. And they had some speed from what I could tell.
Right.
He got to the front, and then they pit when it was closed.
Right. And yeah.
Womp womp womp. didn't need the soundboard. I did it myself.
Yeah, right, exactly.
All right, so you got Busher.
Yeah.
You got a top top
my
winner?
top guy. I think I'm gonna have to go. I'll do this for Double D. I'm gonna go number 8, Kyle Busch. I think he'll finally wake up and break it. That's tough. That's so flippin' tough. I think he's more of a long shot. I'm sorry, Double D. I can't do that. That's hurting my heart. I think it's gonna be another Toyota. I'm gonna go Seabell.
Yeah. He was hot a couple weeks ago, real hot.
Yeah.
And he's been good, but not headliner.
Well, I think he's just like Blaney, though. I think it's his equipment's hindering him.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Those are good picks.
So, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and let's do it. We'll go into we'll segue here into the beauty of the paint picks.
Yeah, I need to refine my system. Love the intro. It's cool. I need to refine my system because I find that I like more cars than I should. And I have a tough time picking.
We'll just give you a top 3.
Yeah, I got top 3. So maybe we'll work on this and get an actual system of this, and this.
Yeah.
So I think my favorite. I'll start with my favorite. Overall,
okay.
Cool, unique. Not every weekend, week out is gonna have to be. I think you mentioned it as well as Chris Buescher's Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, that was so awesome.
Super cool. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. It's on NASCAR's app. I'm sure it's all over the internet, everywhere. So that's number 1.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there real quick.
Pause.
Before you go into your number 2 and 3. They showed RFK put a video out there. Up top over the driver door.
Okay.
Cinnamon Toast Chris.
Oh,
I think is what it says.
That's so funny. I like the uniqueness that they're allowed to change. Like when Cole Custer was running that custard brand, and they did Cole Custard, or I like when they do cool stuff like that.
Right.
It's fun. Keeps it fresh. Oh, that's funny.
And they did a reveal of it. It's pretty cool. Cinnamon Toast Chris. They put it in the same lettering as the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Yeah. It looks cool.
And it's funny how most of the time I'm looking on NASCAR's page, at these paint schemes.
Right.
But live, they look so good.
Yeah, even the overhead view of that car.
It's cool.
You got Kroger in the front with Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then in the back it is sponsored. Let's see, what do they say? It says blasted with Cinnadust. It has that Chick Hick style on the deck lid, but it's got the little guys that eat themselves along above the rocker panel, but then also 2 big ones on either side of the rear quarter panel.
Yep. Those are great. It's great. Love it.
Yeah.
So that's number
awesome.
1. So I started out the best.
Yep.
I'll say 3 honorable mentions of just kind of cool, unique, from my knowledge base. I'm going to go with the Ty Gibbs. He's got a Grillo Pickles Sonic. It's a blue and green. It's just pretty cool looking.
So that is to represent the new Big Deal Dill meal at Sonic.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm glad you have all the info. I'm just a window licker and just like all the pretty paints and cool looking stuff.
Well, it's, that's what happens whenever somebody said I ate the Big Dill Mill. It is a lot of pickles. It's a smasher. Pickle seasoned groovy fries, a pickle Rita slush, and Big Dill triple Sonic Smasher is what it is.
So if you like pickles.
Yeah, but I would say if you are in our direct listening area, as if we had a radio tower coming out of,
right,
you got to get the pickle ranch pizza at Wawa.
I gotta try that.
It is. You can get a personal, or you can get a 12-inch. It's great. It's like the best. Wawa's pizzas are horrendous, except this one's great because you can't beep it up.
Yeah, love it. So that's my first honorable.
Okay.
I thought Chase Elliott's car looked pretty cool. It's a Napa / children's designed to drive Chevrolet, and it's kind of got like some medical, stuff on it, Band-Aid and different stuff. It's just kind of cool looking. Like, I'm not super familiar with design to drive, but I'm sure it's some kind of children's health benefit deal. So pretty neat looking.
So it is from Raylan Mills. They actually announced it a while back. This is its 9th year running, and they design his helmet as well.
Okay.
His shoes, his fire suit. It's all you can actually enter to win his helmet, racing suit, gloves, and all that stuff in a VIP meet and greet.
Nice.
But they did talk about it a while back. June 11th, it was announced. I'm trying to see here if I can get some information about the young lady that did it.
So it's like a fan art type thing.
It's a fan art pediatric. Yeah. It's almost like a I don't know what for lack of a better term, Make-A-Wish type thing.
Yeah.
Raylan and her family went to Children's Health Care Atlanta for a second opinion. She had an injury in softball. October 20th. She's 11 years old. Amputation of her right leg. 19 surgeries later, fit of the prosthetic leg. Hopes to return to the softball field soon. She was diagnosed with the metastatic osteosarcoma. And to define osteosarcoma, it is a malignant tumor of bone in which there is a proliferation of the osteoblasts. So she had bone cancer, essentially.
I see.
It depicts a car design. Go look it up, but just reading it so you can kind of get a mental aspect here. Depicts her dream of becoming a nurse one day, working with pediatric patients like herself, contributing towards finding a cure for cancer. Her design is filled with powerful symbols of hope, healing, and including pediatric oncology references, gold childhood cancer ribbons, a stethoscope, heart monitors, and bandages. The number 9 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet is brightly decorated with clouds of encouragement like cure cancer and helping kids like me, and features Bible verse Psalm 45:6. God is within you, you will not fail, capturing the strength and faith on the road to recovery and future care.
Well, I'm glad I mentioned it then.
So
pretty cool looking car. So check that one out. I'm sure in person that one will look very cool because there's a lot of like cut edge, like sticker looking stuff on it. Right. So it'll look way better in person than it does just on a pictogram. I thought the 99 Quaker State looked pretty neat.
Did you read my mind? Because like minus Chase, I was going 99.
Yeah.
I like the way the 99 looked.
It's like, it's a generic Quaker State. It's kind of got a modern twist. It's their typical font, but it's just greens and some yellow, typical Quaker State colors. But I don't know. It looks good. It looks good with the gold 99, backgrounded white numbers, and I don't know. It's a good looking car. I don't remember seeing it before, although it may have ran. I'm not super aware.
It runs a lot at Atlanta because Quaker State does sponsor that race every so often.
But I got to go. If I were to pick a car from this week's lineup, I'm really digging. Like, not that it's cool. It's pretty generic. I just like the way it looks. I know you're going to be surprised. It's not a Rick Ware car.
Oh, wow. Yes, I am surprised. I am very surprised.
Ryan Blaney's Advanced Auto Parts.
I like that car. It's
black and yellow. Just dialed in. It looks great. I like black painted stuff pretty much in general. It's really clean, and it just looks awesome.
That's why I like Truex when he was running, especially at Furniture Row, and he ran the matte black.
Yeah. Yep.
I like the Grillo's pickle. They're hitting hard after Pocono.
Yeah.
I also like the cartoony stuff because it kind of brings back. This one's not cartoony, but Tyler Reddick running the upper deck.
Yeah, that was cool.
I think they have something on
nostalgic. Like, it's cool. It's just like, I don't know. I gotta see it like with a live photo. It's okay. It's a cool idea. I like the nostalgia of the old gold upper deck logo. It just didn't. It stood out because it's unique. But if it ran every week in and week out, it'd be very boring.
So it is. Let's see. Is this it right here? 2311 wrap design. Checking incredible time. Wrap. Okay, so it's a Superman. See that this is one thing I detest about NASCAR's website when it comes to their paint schemes. We're judging them on the side of it. This car is it's Superman based on the hood.
Yeah,
because the new Superman comes out on
NASCAR.
The
does need to do a better job of like, you get one driver's side, like, not even like an actual image, just like a depiction of what it will look like.
Correct.
And they look so much better in person. Like a photo, like an actual cameraed photo. They look so much better. So like, that's where I know, like, when they look good in the pictogram, I know it's going to look good. And I'm probably not even using pictogram right, but I know they look good in person because they look good on their app.
Yeah. So, and then my other one was the this guy right here, the Aaron's Lucky Dog.
Okay. Yep.
Just because I think the dog on the side.
Yeah.
I wish Aaron's would bring back, or Aaron's would come back and sponsor some stuff, because it was cool to have the actual like Lucky Dog named after Aaron's Lucky Dog. AA Rons. So
fun little section.
Yep.
Little bit bigger this week. A lot of different things. A lot of cool different paints going on this week. Might not always be this fun and exciting, but
I think our person in the green room really liked the color of the 5 car, and how amazing it was.
I think I missed that. Must not have been very exciting.
It wasn't.
Oh, yikes. Definitely in the doghouse.
Yeah, I'm just digging my hole deeper and deeper.
Our director's going to just walk out.
Better yet, the director's going to make me sleep on the couch.
I got to look it up quick.
You know exactly what it is on the 5 car. While he's doing that, I'm going to go over the weekend schedule.
Dialed in.
100.
Mostly blue, a little bit of red striped HendrickCars.com. Haven't seen that paint before.
Surprisingly, they're only running 1 truck under the Hendrick cars this week.
Wow.
Too. Anyway, moving on. So this weekend schedule is very interesting because we're at 2 tracks.
Oh yeah.
We're at Lime Rock and we are at the racetrack formerly known as Atlanta Motor Speedway. So Trucks, Xfinity, and ARCA are at Lime Rock. I think ARCA might be it. I can't remember, and I accidentally chopped off the part on here.
El Chapo.
El Chapo. Yeah. Let's go here real quick. While we're
gonna learn today.
Please hold.
I'll try not to delete this section today.
No, you can play with that section because I am going on to.
Well, was that about a month ago? 6 weeks ago? I was like trying to scroll, and I accidentally like selected the whole that was when I did the weekend schedule because I had deleted it off of the Word document, and somehow I still had it and Jordan did not. So we kind of made do, and I ran the schedule.
Yeah.
But I didn't run the schedule. I read the schedule. But
yeah.
That was funny because I kind of felt guilty because I felt like I knew I had something to do with it. And he was like, I don't know where my schedule went.
It just up and disappeared.
That's kind of weird.
All right, so we got Menards, we got ARCA and trucks at Lime Rock. Starting on Friday, 1:05 is practice on FS2, and then 2:30 practice for ARCA. Then we go to Echo Park Speedway for Xfinity, qualifying at 3. I don't even have practice; they have qualifying. It's just no practice.
AI style,
yeah.
Talking about practice.
Then we go back to ARCA qualifying 3:45. Then we go to qualifying for Cup Series at 5:05. There's no practice at Atlanta.
Only practice.
Exactly. 7:30 is going to be the Xfinity race on the C-Dub. Qualifying is on True TV, so we have moved over to our third broadcast.
Yeah.
So we're moving on to that. Saturday we have Truck Series qualifying at. So they're not even putting the. Where do they have it on here? Let's see if they have it on here. Qualifying. Okay, yeah, here we go. Oh, it is on here too. Duh, let me look further down. Dum. Qualifying for Truck Series is going to be at 9:30 a.m. And then
didn't eat my coffee yet.
Oh my gosh. That's a reference to somebody complaining on Facebook. Sorry if you have found this or not. Lime Rock's in Connecticut, if you were wondering.
I was wondering.
There was somebody that the jet dryers came out on Saturday, and they're like, "Oh, I haven't even had my coffee yet. The jet dryers are going. What's going on?"
It was like already 8:30 or 9 o'clock.
Yeah, and I hated that. We have inside scoop on when things start because we've made friends with the safety crew in turn 1. But anyway,
shout out truck 2.
Yeah. So moving on, Saturday we got 1 Eastern is the Liuna 150. And then we go into Lime Rock Park 100 at 4 Eastern. Then from there, we go to the Quaker State 400, available at Walmart at 7 Eastern on Saturday. That's going to be on So Lime Rock's going to be on FS2. The Liuna 150 on Saturday is going to be on Fox. So you're going to jump from Fox to FS2 to TNT. For the Cup Series race.
Very cool.
So that's that. And we're going to cap this off. We have one extra thing we're doing here.
Oh, boy.
This is a special edition. So this is the start of the playoff bracket.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and build our bracket here. It's going to be Atlanta, Chicago, Sonoma, Dover, and Indy. The Brickyard is the championship. So let's go ahead and go here.
Now, is this new for this year?
Very new.
Okay.
This is they wanted to follow on the steps of the NBA. NBA has the Emirates Cup in the mid-season tournament. So we're going with our matchup number 1. We have Denny Hamlin versus Ty Dillon. Now it's not winning; it's whoever places higher. So who are we going with here?
I mean, I'm thinking Hamlin for sure.
Hamlin is done. What's going on?
Well, he
here?
was first seed too. I guess that's where the joke came from, right?
Yeah. What's going on here? Oops, I actually picked the wrong one. I was hitting the wrong buttons. All right, here we go. Matchup number 2. They actually have like the DraftKings bet on it here too. But
Yeah.
All right, you have Kyle Busch versus Grandpa.
Um,
That's 16 and 17 seeded.
I'm going Grandpa.
Okay, we'll go Grandpa. Matchup number 3, we have Bowman the Showman, or lack thereof, versus. Hey guys, how's it going?
Is this for the whole playoffs? This is how this works, or is it just like each race you got a new?
It's a bracket. It's a full bracket.
Right.
So
this is
race,
for the whole series of races. This is not just Atlanta.
Correct.
Okay.
So Atlanta. If example, we're looking at Bowman and Logano right now.
Right.
So if Logano places higher than Bowman, he'll move on to the next round. If you don't, you're knocked out. Kind of like the play.
Yeah. I mean, I'm feeling Logano in that matchup, but Logano's 25th and Bowman's 8th.
Yeah.
Which is kind of surprising.
But they also have
Penske's always the end of the season. They sneak in there and
right. I think I'm going Logano too. Then we go to Bubba, the other Bubba, not the real Bubba.
Not the real Bubba, the racing Bubba.
The racing Bubba.
Well, I don't know. We can almost call them both racing Bubba after his on-track action late Sunday night.
We'll go racing Bubba versus fuel Bubba, and
fuel Bubba went for the pass in turn 1 about 9:00 on Sunday night.
Yeah, he did.
We were watching the haulers leave, and here comes the Sunoco truck 154 out hauling. He went lane 2 around another hauler.
He had to go right out the Marcus Hook before they ran down.
Oh man, I was laughing. The real Bubba was ripping.
All right, who are we picking here?
I'm following along.
I think I'm
as
going
well.
Bubba.
That's what I want. Yep, I'm doing my bracket too. We can agree, or if we get to somewhere where we don't agree, we can split off.
All right, I'm going Barry. I'm not going John.
Yeah, I kind of think Barry too. I'm a Barry fan, so I'm going to go that direction.
Elliott over Dylan. Austin.
Yeah, I just got a Dylan problem.
Ross over Eric.
Oh yeah.
Seabell over Recky.
Ricky's. I want to go Ricky, but realistically, I know it's gonna be Seabell.
Yeah. The next one's Briscoe versus Gregson. I gotta go Briscoe, even though I think Gregson can do it.
Yeah.
And the thing about this is the opening of it, and it's Atlanta at Super Speedway.
Well, how many tire pressure changes do we need to have?
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm doing Briscoe.
Then we got Priest versus Vanilla. I think I'm going Priest.
That's what I'm leaning.
Strong.
But Byron's had a good year so far, so it's tough.
Yeah, but so I started doing that, and then I just realized you got to remember they get wrecked out.
Yeah,
they're SOL. That's like I don't like the 77, so I'm always going to go against 77.
I'm switching up on matchup 10. I'm going with Byron.
Okay, yeah.
So you can have Priest. I'm going Byron. We're going to make our list a little different. Yeah, I don't like Osvar, so I'm going Blaney. And we got Larson Reddick. Matchup 12.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I'm going Larson.
I think I'm going to have to do the same thing.
I'm a Pocket fan.
I'm not a Pocket fan.
I wish he wasn't as popular. I like the underdogs.
I wish he wasn't as turd burglar from being with Hendrick.
Making that money. McDowell and Allmendinger. That's my toughest pick so far.
I'm going Dinger.
Then I'll go McDowell. I was having 50-50 thoughts, so if you go one, I'll go the other. We're going to see how we end up.
Speaking of Larson, people are wondering if Larson's going to show up to Williams Grove because it's got Speed Week.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up. Moving on, we got Ty Gibbs versus Haley.
Well, I'm definitely going Gibbs because Haley can't figure out how to finish a race.
Yeah, well, Haley also got traded. He's a turd burglar.
Not to be confused with the Hamburglar. That's one of my favorite Reddit cars. Is the Hamburglar.
Yeah, I like that one too. Zane Smith or Austin Syndrome?
I don't like Syndrome. So
I know, but I got to go Syndrome.
I'm going Smith just because I don't like Cindric that bad.
Yeah. Now we got Todd Gilliland versus Mr. Busher.
Oh man, he got to go Busher here.
Yeah, 100.
Although Gilliland's running the pickles, so
no, he's not running the pickles.
Not this week.
Not this week. All right, going to round 2. We're gonna go the Dunny versus Grandpa. I got to go Dunny.
Yeah, I'm going RFK.
We got race car Bubba versus Joey Logano.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going hair plugs.
Well, I'm Wallace on that one.
Barry versus Elliott. That one's tough because Barry's been running really well.
He's been running good, and Elliott, I mean, he's been points wise doing well. I just feel like he's non-existent, but I feel like that's all broadcast. Like, he's not getting TV time. He's doing decent, but they're not really talking about.
You got enough Hendrick cars out there. You don't have to worry about the 9.
Oh man, you're going Elliott.
Oh,
I'm doing Barry.
I'm leaning towards Barry
because I'm hopeful.
I'll be opposite. I'll go Elliott.
Matchup 20, Chastain and Christopher Bell. Man, these are getting tough.
Yeah, I gotta go see Bell.
That's kind of what I'm feeling. I don't know.
Sorry, mother-in-law.
I know we've broken a watermelon this year, but I just feel like Bell's got more week in and week out.
Consistency.
Briscoe and Byron.
So I got Briscoe and Priest.
On 21?
Yeah.
Because we switched.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I'm new to this. I don't really do brackets, so that's fine.
I'm going Briscoe.
That's what I did too.
Now I got Blaney and Larson.
That's what I got.
I can't go with 5. Go 12.
I'm staying 5 then.
Dinger. Well, no, I'm gonna go Ty Gibbs.
Oh, see, mine's McDowell and Gibbs. McDowell, he's gonna do something here.
I think Ty's gonna actually. Ty's gonna get his first win.
I like the underdogs. All right, yeah, he's gonna win this weekend.
He's gonna win next weekend. That's the pick. You got to remember we're picking Chicago street race.
Yeah.
Oh crap. Biscuits. Do I still like my chick picks?
Do I still like them?
Yeah, I do.
And then my 24 matchup is Zane Smith and Chris Buescher.
I got Syndrome and Buescher.
No Buescher.
I'm going Syndrome because it's Chicago. Now we're at Sonoma, another road course.
Sonoma. I got Wallace and Kozlowski.
Hamlin and Logano.
I'm going Wallace. 26. You want 26?
Yeah, I got Elliott and I got the Battle of Chases.
It's funny how this it moves so much once you start making picks.
Yeah, exactly.
I got Barry and Bell. I'm gonna stick. I want to stick with Barry, but I think it's unrealistic.
I'm going Bell.
I'm getting too deep. I need to get Bell.
This is Sonoma. I'm going Blaney over Briscoe.
I changed my mind. I'm going Barry. I want him to go. I got his autograph this weekend, so.
And then I'm already on 28. So
all right, let me get caught up.
27, who you got?
Larson over Briscoe.
Yeah, okay.
I just think he's more consistent.
This is another road course, though, too.
Yeah.
Think about that. And that's where I'm stuck on my matchup 28 because I got
McDowell and Buescher is what I got.
I got Gibbs and Syndrome. And Syndrome does really good at road courses. Oh, man.
I'll wait for you at Dover.
Yeah, this is killing me.
This is getting fun.
I'm gonna go Ty.
We might have to do something between me and you. Now we got our list picked.
Yeah, right. Matchup 29 Dover. I got the Dunny and Seabell.
Yeah,
I got the battle. I almost had the battle of Penske. I had JGR versus JGR and Penske versus JGR.
All right, my 29's Wallace and Barry. I'm going Barry.
Oh, you put race car Bubba all that far? Wow, that's impressive.
I guess I did.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, it is. That's a bold move, Cotton. We'll see how that pays off. I'm gonna go Dunny.
All right, my matchup 30 is Larson and McDowell. I'm going Larson.
It's got Your dark horse there is.
And then McDowell. I'm at Indy.
All right,
I'm still Barry and 21 seed and Larson and 10. I'm wishful. All right. I'm sorry, Barry. I just kicked you out. I'm going Larson.
Yeah, I'm going Blaney. So I got Dunny. I got Dunny and Blaney. And this is Indy, right? I'm gonna go Blaney. And
the tiebreaker. What will the winning driver's win margin be in the final race at Indy? Please enter a number between .001 and 100 seconds.
And remember, this is between, like for me, it's between the Dunny and Blaney.
Yeah. I'm going to go with, I'm feeling 33 seconds.
I want to do 15. Submit bracket.
Because I got Barry and Larson, and I feel like there could potentially be 33 seconds between them.
I gotta make sure to sign in with the right password.
Yeah, me too.
Because I have
I don't know why mine wasn't already in.
invalid username or password. What the heck? What in the world? What in the world?
Don't tell me we just did all that fun.
Oh no, it's I'm gonna find a way of saving this. It's not stuck yet.
Oh no.
Alright, forget you. I'm signing in with Facebook then.
I used my Apple ID.
You previously logged in. So I must have done it with Facebook. Alright, mine's saved. My username, we're going to call it. Just use my normal stuff.
Huh.
My bracket has been saved.
Well, that's a bummer.
I'm going to share it. Yours didn't save?
Well, it's trying to get me to sign in, but it's not letting me do my Apple. But then I'm signed in already. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I'll have to play with it.
All right.
Well, that was fun.
So, yeah, exactly. Oh, here we go. Breaking news. This was yesterday at 10:15 a.m. MLB announced a state-of-the-art fan zone for Speedway Classic and more. Music by Jake Owen, Tim McGraw, and Pitbull for pregame concert. This is Braves versus Reds on August 2nd.
There you go.
I wonder how much the tickets are. We'll figure that out. We won't hold you guys too late because it is. We're back to our normal late race and late picks. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. This one's an extra long one because we did our bracket.
Yeah, a lot of paint.
But, yeah, and a lot of paint, too. So we'll catch you guys next time after the ATL.
All right. See you next week.